Today is the 18th day of the month of Tishrei, otherwise known as the 4th day of the holiday of Sukkos. We're in the middle of chapter 98, discussing the laws of Yom Tif of holidays. Today we'll be doing paragraphs 23 through 32. Paragraph 23. When making challah or bread or any baked good on the holiday, which is allowed to be done, then you have to make sure you're not doing it into a shape. To clarify, it could be a basic shape, it could be a loaf shape, you're putting it in a pan, it's going to have some shape. Challah could be braided, but you can't do it in any sort of elaborate shape. Come Sukkos time, my wife likes making challah in the shapes of lulav and esrogs. These types of things shouldn't be done if it is being baked on Yom Tif. Paragraph 24 discusses dealing with tallow candles. I can't imagine anyone is using tallow candles these days, and therefore it's not so practical. We'll move on. Paragraph 25. We are not allowed to put out fires on Yom Tif. Therefore, if one is lighting candles for Yom Tif candles, holiday candles, you can't shake out the match afterwards. You have to put the match down on a little metal tray or piece of foil and let it go out by itself. If you have a candle that's lit over Yom Tif, over the holiday, you're not allowed to bring it to a windy place where it will get blown out. Paragraph 26 discusses some sort of utensil to put over candles to make the flame smaller in order to get the candle to last longer. That's not so practical for us. Paragraph 27. If somebody is cooking on Yom Tif and they accidentally make a mistake and they use a dairy spoon in a meat pot or something of that sort, and their utensil now becomes not kosher. So they want to kosher it. They want to make kosher. There are different ways of making utensils kosher once they become non-kosher. Sometimes it's putting it into a pot of boiling water. Sometimes it's by putting it in a fire till it turns red hot. You're not allowed to do that on Yom Tif, on a holiday. So you have to put it to the side. After the holiday, you could then kosher it. Paragraph 28. You're not allowed to do preparations on the first day of the holiday for the second day of the holiday or for after the holiday. And therefore, you can't wash your dishes on the first day for the next day. You have to just leave them dirty in the sink, and come the next evening, the night time, then you can wash it. Paragraph 29. One is allowed to light up the fireplace to keep the house warm on Yom Tif. Again, with all this keeping in mind that you can't strike a new match, you have to hold the match to an existing fire and use that to light the next fire. And like we just learned, you can't then shake the match out. You can either add it into that fire or put it down for it to burn itself out. Paragraph 30. It is permitted to use warm or hot water to wash your hands or face with, to wash a child with, for a child to take a bath. Can an adult take a bath or a shower on Yom Tif? That requires much longer discussion, and maybe we'll save that for a Kitzer Bite one day. But just to understand in general, turning on the hot water on Shabbos is a problem, because when you turn on the hot water tap, then that means that new water is going to be going to the hot water tank. And so you're cooking that new water going to that water tank by opening your hot water tap in your bathroom. In addition, the hot water in the tap, it might be mixing with the cold water coming out of the cold side, and it's going to cook the cold water. So just be aware, we do not open hot water taps on Shabbos. On Yom Tif, again, to wash your hands, your face, etc. is fine. Taking a shower on Yom Tif requires much longer discussion. Paragraph 31 is something that I mentioned previously when it came up in earlier cases. We do not strike new matches. We do not create new fires on Shabbos. No striking a match. No using a magnifying glass to concentrate the sun's rays to start a fire. Yeah, if you're gonna be using a fire on Yom Tif, you anticipate needing to use a fire on Yom Tif, make sure you have a candle lit. They can then use that candle to light whatever fire you need. Paragraph 32. We do not burn incense on Yom Tif, on holidays. Smelling is not considered eating. We could cook things for eating, but not for smelling. What about smoking on Yom Tif, smoking on a holiday? That requires burning. Nowadays, we understand that smoking is dangerous, and therefore, according to many halachic authorities, smoking anytime, even on a random Tuesday afternoon, might be prohibited because of the mitzvah of nishmartem me'odos nafsosechem. We have a mitzvah to guard our health. Besides for that, smoking on Yom Tif could create other prohibitions, so is highly unrecommended. This concludes today's learning. Hope you're having a wonderful Yom Tif, and see you tomorrow.